What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Brothers Geek Out podcast. Two brothers just to give you our updates, what we're up to, and then also give you the updates on what's happening in the pop culture, comic book, movie world in general and whatnot. There's a few updates that we've got to go through today. But yeah, just sharing our thoughts about it, giving you our thoughts, our perspectives, what we think from our perspective, from just two local Tottenham boys to this empire that we built. Not empire, but in our perspective, an empire that we built. But yeah, as always, it's me and Kibbs. Kibbs, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, good, bro. Been a busy week. I think last week and the week before I was kind of struggling, but I just need to prioritize certain things. I met up with the boys yesterday, which was really good, and I think I need that more often because you kind of put yourself in a place where you're like, you feel stuck, but you're not stuck. You just got to make the time. So I've been very, I think it's weird. I've started to pray more, bro, which is good. And, I'm starting to go out and do my prayers randomly as well, which is, I think, something I needed to find some peace, bro, because it has got difficult on my side. So, yeah, much better. Alhamdulillah, much better, doing my 5 times prayer. I just need to keep it up, keep it looking, and I need to feed my soul. I think that's what wifey said the other day. Feed my soul, and I'll get some peace. The rest of it will fall into place. It always was the struggle. But first of all, I want to say there's this app called Temu or something. Everybody's buying shit from. So I bought some stuff. We bought Nia some toys and I think Alara or something, but I got some little bags to like put wires away and stuff because I've got so much kit. And it's like, every time I look somewhere, I can't find something. So I thought, let me be organized. Man, fuck Timu, bro, man. Made me pay £1.69 for this bag to fucking zip. Before I could zip it, it fucking broke. So fuck you, Timu.
That's why it's £1. That's why it cost you £1. Poor Timu.
But the thing is, look, I've like proper fucking organized it so nicely and shit. Fuck you, man. I have to throw it back in the drawer again and all messy and shit. Like, anyway, other than that, bro. Yeah, all good, bro. I'm getting by. I just watched the episode of while I've been working of Only Murders in the Building. I absolutely adore that show, bro. Them guys are amazing. And I've just started Ahsoka because I got a busy day ahead of me. And we had a screening. Yeah, so I'm not going to give nothing. Have you seen it?
Not today's one. Not today's episode.
Okay, so I just, it's so good so far. I'm loving it. And I know we'll talk about previous last week's episode, but we had tickets for, is it Gen Z for Amazon tonight? Which it's in Enfield. It's around the corner, but I had such a bad sleep. But instead of going, I'll end up catching it on Amazon anyway. So I'm gonna go gym instead. So I need to work on my health and my soul a little bit. So I'm gonna sacrifice a few things. So like stuff like TV shows and stuff that we know we're gonna get, I can watch at home, which is fine. Any other opportunities? I know everybody went to Creator yesterday. We got that invite really last minute. I couldn't make it. I was at work in the office and then meet up with the boys. I didn't want to cancel on the boys either. I haven't seen them in ages. So, yeah, so there's loads of stuff coming up. There's going to be future projects anyway. Yeah. But yeah, we'll do some shout outs towards the end. And then, yeah, but let's jump in because we've only got like 40 minutes today. I know it's going to be a rushed one, but not too rushed, but we'll get through it. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, look, I just wanted to quickly say, I think it's important to highlight that we should look after ourselves first before anything. I know these opportunities are amazing. We don't want to lose them. And we have to hustle. We have been hustling, and especially yourself going to these and whatnot. But sometimes we have to put that aside and look out for our own health. I mean, it's important to do that. Otherwise, you lose yourself and then you go crazy. And what's the point of the hustle when you just can't handle the pressure? And we can handle it. I'm just saying you've got to find the right moments when you're like, I'm taking some time off. I mean, it's the same with me. I'm taking Friday's a public holiday. It's public holiday, so I'm taking tomorrow off, and I needed to find that in myself, like, and I discovered last week. So basically, I was so exhausted last week and so overwhelmed with work and life and everything that I was making all these silly mistakes at work. And when I was making those, I sat back and I was like, you need some time off, G. So that's why I booked off tomorrow, and I'm literally doing nothing, no work, no chores, no nothing tomorrow. So, you know, it's important to recognize that when you are overwhelmed, to take that time off, take that break and whatnot. But also in regards to the prayers, bro, alhamdulillah, man, it's amazing. Listen, man, I promise you, I've been doing it since Ramadan this year. I'm openly admitting it. For my whole life, I never prayed 5 times a day consistently. I've been doing it since Ramadan this year. And I do believe being in Dubai helps, but also what I realize is that we need to be disciplined. Our religion, discipline, I've spoken about this before. I believe, you know, religion in general, I'm not just going to talk about religion in general, not just Islam or whatnot, but discipline is always spoke about. So did you want to say something, bro?
No, go for it. I was just checking the camera view and stuff, but yeah, go for it.
Discipline is one of those things that all those like influential people, be it David Goggins or Jacko Wilkins, everyone talks about discipline. Discipline is the key to get your life in order, to get things done day by day. And motivation doesn't. Motivation stops. But if you have discipline, you will still do what you got to do for the day. Motivation will be like on and off, and you'll be like, I can't bother today. Discipline is what you do it. And I believe religions in general set discipline. It's that's why people say, you know, whether you believe or not, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying from a perspective. With religions, they've set that a key is success to life, which is you got to be disciplined. And with our religion specifically, praying 5 times a day is a discipline, man, because it's not like no one can question my deen. That's between myself and Allah. Because people might say that, oh, your deen wasn't strong, that's why you never prayed. That's between me and Allah and whatnot. But I believe it's discipline. And I believe Allah gave me discipline in regards to like martial arts and training and all that sort of stuff. And it's how you channel that discipline towards certain things. And that's with prayer as well. So, you know, I think it's very important. And even it works. Listen, I still go crazy and go mad and shit. But yesterday night, I didn't sleep at all. Like, I've had a busy week until
you know what? Me and you both, bro. I didn't sleep as well.
Super busy week from Monday all the way to today. And once today's done, I'm gonna be feeling good. But like, I had a call at 5 a.m. So yesterday night was late night. I had training. I went to the office. Blah blah blah. I came home. I had a call at 5 a.m. So I had to wake up at 4 and kind of prepare a little bit. And I just didn't sleep. I knew I wasn't going to sleep and whatnot. And then after the call, I tried to go back to sleep. And again, I didn't sleep. You know, just couldn't get back to sleep. So just been struggling. But the thing is as well, so, you know, I was talking to my wife yesterday and I was like, you know, Tuesdays I tried to go into the office and I also tried to do the kickboxing class that I want to do, right? So it's one of the reasons why I go into the office. I can do the kickboxing class at lunchtime and then in the evening go do MMA. You know, and I was talking to the missus, there was so much stress. I forgot my bloody towels. I'm wiping myself off with tissue and shit. Tissue getting stuck up all on me when I shower and whatnot. I couldn't find parking in the office, walking around in this heat, trying to find a Starbucks because I wanted a bloody coffee. All this stress. And the missus was like, you know, maybe we're going to figure it out. Like, maybe you don't need to put yourself through this stress because I don't need to. But I want to. I think sometimes as well, I need to have shit that I don't want to do. I don't want to go to training every day. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to drive 30 miles. I'm going to do it today later on, and I don't want to do it to do wrestling. On Tuesdays is the day I want to do the kickboxing class, but I can never fit it in because of the timetable. Because in the evenings, I got jiu-jitsu, I got wrestling, I got MMA. It's hard to add in another class straight after because the classes are so hard. So if I want to do the kickboxing class, I got to go in at 12 o'clock and do the daytime kickboxing class. So I got to be in the office and then in the evening do the MMA class. That's my Tuesdays. Bro, everything in my body tells me, bro, don't do this. This is long. But I need that, man. And I need to overcome that every week, man. So that's what I'm saying with training, with discipline, all that sort of stuff. Discipline will make us do it, you know what I mean? But I don't want to do it. And I was talking to my wife yesterday. I was like, I don't want to do it. Trust me, I can easily work from home and just do the MMA class in the evening. One class drive down is cool. The reason why I do it is because I don't want to do it. Does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to say? I'm challenging my mind. I know I want to do the kickboxing class. The only way to do the kickboxing class is to put yourself through that stress and go in early and go through that stress, do the training, all that sort of stuff. If I really want to do it, then I gotta hustle and do it, even though every cell in my body is telling me don't go. And my body's saying it today, right now, bro, don't go to wrestling. Your body's hurting. You got vacation tomorrow. No. That's why I go. That's why I do it. Because my body's saying and my mind saying don't go. So it's a challenge, man. All these things that we do is discipline and it's challenge. And anything your body and mind tells you not to do, as long as it's a good thing, I'm not talking about evil shit, right? I'm talking about training or whatever it is, prayer or whatever. It's so important to fight that urge and say, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. That's what discipline's all about. And what
No, exactly, bro. Exactly. And
man.
I think religion does kind of put that it's a working ground, isn't it? It works. It does. It gives you discipline. It makes you do things. And you do it because then you feel guilty if you don't do it.
Yes.
So like I think that's what I lost. I lost the guilt, bro.
Yes. I did.
I lost the guilt.
I never had it.
Yeah, I lost the guilt. Now I like even yesterday come back, do my Hos and Namaz and stuff like that. But I wouldn't even think twice. I would have just jumped into bed. But
100%.
something said like so I think, and I still got loads to learn. It's not, straight away. There's like paragraphs and surahs I've forgotten, and I need to work on it again. So another learning curve, and I don't know it's an everyday learning thing, but
that's the beauty about any religion or anything, bro. Like you're always learning, and it's not like what you're 38, 40, whatever, like, oh, you should know. No, you know what? Even as a Muslim or non-Muslim or whoever, you're going through that journey. Just because we were born into it doesn't mean that we should know everything or whatnot. No, we still have our separate journey. And I'm going through it now, bro. The surahs that I forgot, and I forgot how to read the Quran. Seriously, I forgot how to read the Quran. However, how we were taught were also a little bit different because of pronunciation. So I'm doing it today. I've got a Quranic class today. I do it with one of our cousin sisters. So you should reach out to her if you wanted to do it, bro. We do 30-minute classes, literally starting from the beginning, Alif, Ba, Ta, literally going through that and learning how to pronounce these alphabets in the proper dialect and the proper Arabic dialect or whatnot. So I don't think anyone should be ashamed. And I think, like whatever age you are, man, it's our journey, and it's important for us to start that journey of learning. You should never be ashamed by it. So
no, of course, bro, of course.
Good for you. Cool. Just lastly on that, there was this great podcast that came out on the PDB podcast, the Patrick Bet-Davis, I was talking about it last time, who hosted a podcast between two Muslims, and then I want to say Christians, but I don't think, you know what, they're fake ass Christians, man. Real Christian brothers and sisters, we would have done how do I put it? They would have represented their religion a lot better. These guys didn't even know their own Bible, their own book, right? So I don't think they represented Christianity well. A lot of Christians have come out and said as well, like they don't represent Christianity, and I believe, but do you know what? They're actually more Islamophobes. They hate Islam more than anything. So rather than coming on this podcast where Patrick Bet-Davis is trying to find and build bridges, and the Islamic brothers on this podcast, man, they actually represented Christianity better than these two so-called Christians. They represented that. They actually defended, I guess, every question that these people had about the Quran by using the Bible. The Muslim brothers use the Bible to defend their arguments and stuff like that. So they represented Christianity better than these so-called Christians. But these two Christians were not actually Christians. They were just more have hatred towards Islam. And unfortunately, they're using the Christian religion to do that. But even real Christians have been seeing the podcast and be commenting and say, these guys don't represent us. They're not real Christians. They're more using it as a platform to hate against Islam and whatnot. And if you watch the podcast, it's very interesting because they did not even bring up the one, they couldn't even answer questions or don't even know their Bible anyway, But secondly, every question they answered was about hate towards Islam. Nothing was there to quote the Christian Bible and work on building bridges. Every question that was asked was just some sort of hatred answer towards Islam. Oh, we can never, one of the final questions Patrick Bet-Davis asked, like, how do we build bridges? Let's talk about the commonalities that we have. These two guys immediately went on to start talking about hating Islam and things about Islam that could never work. And they were very embarrassing, right? Where the Muslim brothers were like, well, I'm actually going to answer your question. This is where we can unite as brothers and sisters through religion and believing in God and certain values.
But that's the problem, bro, isn't it? Like hate.
Exactly. So it came down to these guys didn't represent Christianity at all. Real Christian brothers and sisters would have answered that question beautifully. I'm like, this is how we can connect as brothers and sisters. This is the commonalities we had. But these two individuals were so focused on hating Islam, and that's what their main thing is. They didn't even represent Christianity. So they actually made Christianity look bad. And real Christian brothers and sisters are coming out saying that, why did we get these guys on here? They don't represent us. So it'll be interesting. I think Patrick Davis is doing an amazing thing to unite people. And I think future ones, he's going to get real Christian brothers and sisters on this, talk about real building bridges and what we have in common and unite. But I highly recommend you listen to it. It's really
I'll check that out, man. Yeah, I'll check that out, definitely.
Cool.
I'll definitely check that out. That sounds good.
Listen, we always get deep. Let's go into the fun. Actually, I don't know, it's all fun, but let's go into the pop culture and the movie world and all that sort of stuff. So stuff that we've watched. You spoke briefly about Only Murders in the Building and Ahsoka. I watched last week's episode of Ahsoka. I haven't watched this week's one. So last week one, listen, it was hard to follow the week before because that was such an epic episode. Absolutely amazing.
Yes.
But last week one was still amazing, man.
So good.
Listen, first of all, I think the CGI and the technology they put behind this is really good. They really invest, in my opinion.
Listen, man, Dave Filoni didn't want to mess around with that. So good on him. He put the money in. Well, I mean, the producers did. John Favreau, shout out to you, man. Put the money into this. And it looks good, bro. It's gorgeous. It looks like a movie. Like, I can't wait to see more. And like today's episode, I've only seen 10 minutes, and I'm like,
is it only 6? How many episodes does this have?
Oh, you're right. There's, I think today's the last one.
Damn.
Yeah.
Listen, again, I'm not clued up with who this Blue General is or whatnot. Again, because I haven't watched the cartoon.
General Thorne, yeah. Okay. But I mean, it's that from like Rebels and the Clone Wars. So he's a big character, bro, and I think what Dave Filoni's done and John Favreau and reignited people's love for Star Wars again. It's, he plays a big part in, the Empire and what they stood for and where they went and how he backed up Vader and fucking the Emperor and shit. He's like the next big bad. It's something that they should have introduced in the sequel Star Wars. But I don't know why they didn't head down there. They brought back Palpatine. It's like, what the fuck? Like, as much as I enjoy those movies and I'll watch it and like I'll enjoy it for what it is, they just didn't have a drive of where it's going, like the big bad. I mean, Marvel Phase 4 is going through that as well. We don't know the big bad, Kang and all this shit went through and like what's going on, and where they had a plan with Phase 1 to 4, But I feel like John Favreau and Dave Filoni are taking control over Star Wars now, which they 100% deserve, because Mandalorian was absolutely amazing, and now this. And Ahsoka's a really good character. She's grown in the episode. You could tell that she went from still kind of not wanting to be in that sort of Jedi facilities and mentality because of the pain she's gone through and what she needs to let go of. And I think that previous episode really helped out with that. Do you want to live? You know what I mean? Or do you want to die? So some people just need that guidance. And great episode. Last week's episode was great. I mean, we've got the returning character of Ezra back as well, which was, Sabine's kind of focus. And that's coming from what happened in I think it was in Clone Wars or Rebels, where, he led that starship onto a different galaxy. And it's interesting, bro. It's the first time they've gone into a different universe. We've got far galaxy away, but they've gone to a different galaxy now. And then, the space whales, it's interesting, bro. Like, they've grown Star Wars lore bigger and better and stuff that the fans kind of really wanted. So good on them, bro. It's a great show. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Definitely. Me too. Me too. I love it. I'm a fan of Ahsoka and these characters and all this sort of stuff. Considering I haven't watched all the other ones, I'm loving what they've done. So if you've absorbed me in, considering I haven't seen all the other stuff, I think you're doing a great job. And maybe I keep
Exactly.
saying this, I should go and watch them. I probably won't, just because I don't think I'm as hardcore as a fan. But I love what they're doing with these shows, and I'm a fan of Ahsoka. I love to see more of her, and the whole thing that's going on, man. So definitely
We
great.
will, bro. Definitely, we will. We'll have more of an insight on this world. If today is the last episode, I'm watching it, but let's see where it goes to, bro. You know,
Yeah, and you
we
know,
just want to see the universe grow, innit?
that's it. And generally seeing like the feedback from the fans, they're loving it. And you know, again, we know fans can be toxic, people can be toxic, but if they're loving this, it must show something that you know they've done a great job, which I believe they have in general. But yeah, so that's
Fucking
that.
Timu, man.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, no, that's good. We'll make sure you catch the next episode.
I
Definitely.
will. I'll do it tomorrow during my day off, I think, or even tonight.
Mm.
All right, other things that we watched. The Continental episode 1 came out last week. I watched it. Listen, guys, I'm sorry to say this, but boring. Now, joking. Look, listen, hour and a half is long for a fucking TV program, especially episode 1 or whatnot, because episode 1 is the one.
Hour and a half. I haven't seen it yet.
Bro,
Hour and a half.
Listen, it started off with, first of all, it's coming from the John Wick universe. So you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be sick. First episode starts great. It's shot amazingly in 1960s or 70s.
70s,
New
yeah.
York. You're like, wow, this is shot amazingly. Man, they have this wicked action scene in the beginning where you're like, oh shit, I'm in. This is some John Wick shit, just as you expected. I'm like, I'm in. Let's do this. Let's go. And then an hour and a half episode just dragged for me. Now, I'm not saying they can't build on a story because, of course, but John Wick, if you watch the movie, it's, say, I can't remember how long it is, but it's like 85% action, which you go to see, which is beautifully choreographed art, as we've kind of said in a way of.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so entertaining. Whereas this one, I'm not saying that you can't build the story because that's what it's all about. But an hour and a half episode building a story about Winston and whatnot, and Mel Gibson's awesome in that. I just got bored. I within 45 minutes, 45, I started looking at my phone and I started pausing, like checking how long have I got left.
Yeah.
So at the end, they had a bit of an action scene, which wasn't too bad. But you literally, out of an hour and a half, maybe had, like, I don't know, 15 to 10 minutes of amazing action. Which kept me then, and the rest of it was story building, which again, I'm not saying you can't build a story, but I think an hour and a half episode is just too long to build a story. So I just got bored. And I was like, oh, boring. But I think I will carry on watching it because I want to invest more and see what the next episodes give me. But I don't know. Again, I'm no expert, but I just think an hour and a half is just too long for TV program. Because it just was too much. Just too much. And it's John Wick. I'm going in with the expectations of I want to see some beautiful gun fu and whatnot. You saw a little bit of that, and the rest of it was like, well, where's the rest of it? You know what I mean? So, my opinion, I'm gonna carry on watching it. Maybe my mind will change after the second episode or something. So do check it out. I mean, shit.
I will. I mean,
I don't want you
I
to
get the
waste an
chance.
hour and a half, but like maybe watch it in 15-minute segments or something, bro. Just to kind of, 15 minutes here.
Break it up.
Yeah.
It sounds like a background noise, bro.
Yes, it turned into that for me. Put it that way. So yeah. But something else I watched, which is amazing, was a movie called A Million Miles Away. And it was based.
I've seen it on the list. Yeah.
So good. I watched it the other day. Michael Pinay does an amazing job, and he represents Hernandez, something M. Hernandez. Oh my god, I need to find it. I can't butcher him. Hold on. I have to find it. But based on a real Hispanic astronaut. And what I love about it, A Million Miles Away. Here we go.
But the advert looked wicked, so I'm definitely looking forward to watching that.
Jose M. Hernandez was born in Mexico. But if you see it, it's amazing. First of all, like Panay does a great job representing him, and I hope Jose Hernandez thinks that too. But it is Hispanic Heritage Month right now, That's the reason why probably what came out. But it is great for awareness. I didn't know that he was the first astronaut, Hispanic astronaut. And what it was, it's not just that, bro. It was the hustle, man. What I loved about this movie and this story, bro. This kid, as a kid, his parents, they came to America and they were fruit pickers, man. They would pick the fruit. The dad and the mom, this is how much they hustled, man. And there's something about immigrant parents that or immigrant families or whatnot that I can relate to so much because of dad's hustle. But this is, different levels and whatnot. But they
both mum as well.
Mums as well. Like waking up at 4 a.m. The whole family, all the kids as well, bro. We're talking about these kids that are supposed to be in school or whatnot. They all wake up around 4 a.m. They travel to these different areas. To do fruit picking in the morning before they go to school, bro. And then this kid, again, so that was the hustle of the life. And then this kid, he was a genius in the sense that he was good with mathematics and whatnot. But he had this dream to be an astronaut. He saw the first, I think it was the Apollo 11 or whatever, the first launch to the moon. Saw that, got inspired as a kid, and he wanted to be an astronaut. And he drew the picture to his teacher in regards to like what do you want to do when you grow up? And he put that there. People would laugh at that or think that he wasn't serious. This teacher saw that the potential this kid had. These kids were falling asleep in class or whatnot because they're out there picking fruit in the morning. And then, this teacher even went to the house to tell the parents that, you need to invest in your child. I know you're looking for money. It's hard, right? Because they're like, we need a job. We need to hustle for the money. Because they had a dream. The father and the mother had a dream to buy a house somewhere in America, specific area. And the teacher was like, you got to invest in your child. You got to let your child grow. If you had a plant, a tree, and you tried to grow it in one place, but then you kept on moving it and whatnot, what's going to happen to the roots of this tree? It's never going to be able to kind of, build itself. Anyway, from there, bro, it's just the hustle mentality he had to become one, fit into the world, of that. Because as you know, in them times, it was more dominated by, Caucasian culture and whatnot. So it was a bit hard. People thought he was a janitor. He didn't, with his first job or whatnot. He got his degree and all that sort of stuff. And then, trying to get into NASA, man. But they rejected him 12 times. You can only apply, and this is all spoiler alert, but this is real life. They rejected him. You can only apply once a year, but they rejected him 12 times before he get in. And what I really appreciated and the hustle that he went through is that he didn't stop. After every year, he applied again. He had a beautiful wife who supported him. And what he ended up doing is every time he was rejected, he would learn about, and his wife helped him on this. It's like, what did the people who got invited or who got accepted, what did they have that you don't have? And he went and all the time that he was being rejected, he spent that year learning those skill set, which was one of the, and investing money on himself. One of them was like being a pilot and getting a certain amount of air miles, like being a diver, many other things, getting into fitness and building all these other qualifications that everyone else had that he didn't to get in. And eventually he even showed up rather than applying through posts. He showed up and said, this is my 12th attempt and I'm going to do it in person. And next year I'm going to come back in person. Got in. Absolutely amazing. I love the hustle of it, man. Absolutely amazing. Respect people like that, man. So I just wanted to kind of share how much not only did I just enjoy this movie, but how much awareness it gave me of this individual, and you've got to respect the discipline that this individual had to make his dreams come true. Absolutely beautiful. And he also made his wife's dream come true as well. She wanted to open up a restaurant. It's a beautiful story of making your dreams come true, but working hard towards it. And you need that discipline and that mentality to make it happen. I love it. You watch those, you feel inspired, and you can make your dreams come true. Not everyone happens because sometimes situations and circumstances don't allow it, but man, if you push yourself towards it, man, certain things can happen, or at least certain steps can be taken. So watch it, bro. Do watch it. Panay's amazing.
No, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Cool. All right, guys, moving on and finishing up quickly. So the writer's strike looks like it's finally they've come to agreements and it's ending soon. I believe they're still on strike now as they're finalizing the agreements or whatnot. I don't know the details of that. I haven't researched, but it's great to hear that if they've come to an agreement, meaning that hopefully they found an agreement that they agree on in regards to pay and recognition and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know the details. Maybe I'll look into it this weekend. If it's finalized, we could talk about it next week. But amazing that they got what they wanted. And it goes to show like strikes and whatnot, it does work against the big fish who earns all the money and whatnot. I'm not saying everyone should go and do it, but it's great to know that they were able to come to a solution and get what they want.
Yeah, no, of course, man. They deserve it as well. And hopefully, that these studios just understand more of what the everyday folk has to go through. As much as we love putting the content out there and everything out there, how important it is to look after the people that are trying to do this stuff and trying to feed 3 kids and pay a mortgage and working 2 jobs because they're not getting paid enough. So yeah, it's really important, man. It's really important. I hope they get what they need, man, and hope they come up with a deal as well. Definitely.
100%. That's amazing. It's great to see, and yeah, that means I guess we'll be getting more content and stuff for the fans. That for us for sitting back and whatnot, we win as well because we're finally going to get content again, and they win because they hopefully get the recognition and pay that they deserve. So amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing news and whatnot. All right, cool. Gonna quickly go for the news, starting off with some Marvel stuff. So Marvel, director Matt Sharkman, director of the series WandaVision, has withdrawn from directing the movie Fantastic Four, and Marvel Studios is currently looking for a new director. So I don't know what's happening with that movie, but they're having issues with finding a director, I guess. I think Blade had the similar sort of problem as well. But hopefully it's not a creative issue. Hopefully it's none of that sort of stuff. Maybe just different visions. I don't know, but hopefully they follow a right vision because Fantastic Four, you can't get that wrong. But cool, that's that. It has been officially confirmed that the entire series of Echo will be shown in January 2024 in Disney Plus. I believe that was in December, but because of some of the strikes and whatnot, they've had to move things around. So that's going to be in January now. Loki starts in a couple of weeks, so that should keep us, I guess, entertained until then. But I'm looking forward to Echo. I'm looking forward to seeing more Kingpin, and I think Daredevil's going to be in it. That's exciting for that little for that.
No,
show.
of course it is. Definitely.
Cool.
Definitely.
More on the Disney Plus shows. A series of the character Clea is in. I hope I said that name right. Is in the initial stages of development at Marvel Studios and will be shown after the movie Doctor Strange 3. But its event will take place decades before now and will be based on the Dark Dimension. That would be awesome if we get some background on Celia's character.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we need that.
Yeah,
I think we need that because you're talking about Elseworld stories, and I feel like Marvel have kind of lost the plot when it comes to like individual stories and where it's heading to and where it's going to. They've put characters in situations, but they haven't given us like a deep dive, man. A deep dive is awesome, bro. That's what I want to see.
Exactly. I agree. They kind of moved away from these like origin stories and whatnot. And they just introduced so many characters, and I guess it's trying to get in so many people for the Secret Wars movie, which could be awesome. But maybe Secret Wars should come out in 10 years. Like, what's the rush? Like, I know we want it, but maybe take your time. I don't know. But anyway, that's still awesome. Hopefully we learn more about that and Dormammu and all that sort of stuff, because we briefly saw Dormammu,
exactly.
But there's so much more to Dormammu.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. Moving on. Ryan Reynolds will be honored with the Robin Williams Legacy of Laughter Award in October. So first of all, I didn't know that there was a thing, but now I do. And I guess an award named after such a legend like Robin Williams is amazing to kind of keep his legacy and his name out there. Rest in peace.
Yeah, no, definitely, bro.
Yeah,
definitely.
Ryan Reynolds,
it's important.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds getting an award. I mean, he's definitely funny and whatnot in his movies. So, I hopefully people think he deserves it. I don't know. I don't know if comedians think that they should deserve it more. I don't know the background of this award. I just learned that this is a new thing, but at least it honors Robin Williams anyway.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, cool. Here's a big one. It's been reported that J.J. Abraham is looking at rebooting a cult classic sci-fi movie from the 80s called Krull. What do you think of that?
Bro, I love that movie. I absolutely loved that movie, and it
Star.
had such a great soundtrack as well, bro. Like, so who did the soundtrack for it? Is it James Horner? Bro, the soundtrack's sick. The actual fantasy world of that is sick. Now the problem is, the problem when I read that, because I saw that and I was like, yeah, that's moist. I'm hyped. Will it have the same feel, bro? Because I could slap that movie on now, and I've seen it 100 times, and it still gives me the same feeling. The look and the feel, the physicalness of it. Like, some movies detach you now because of the heavy CGI. I mean, I saw your review on Expendables, and I watched other people's reviews, and like, listen, it's a good fun movie. You'll watch it. There's nothing serious to take from it, but the CGI can take you out of place sometimes, and the effects. There's some of them explosions look like they were from PlayStation 2 and shit, bro. So it's difficult because you love the product and you love the physicality of what they do, but it's a difficult one, bro, man. I hope if he respects the original that we get something that's grounded and not so CGI based. Like, there's going to be certain things they're going to do CGI, but put people in costumes, bro. Remember that big black ugly monster thing, screaming and shouting, like that used to scare the shit out of me, bro. But I just like the star, bro. You remember the ending? You couldn't get the star out, but you had to save the princess. But that star was like connected, bro. That shit was moist, bro. I love that. That is a wicked movie. So, JJ, if you ever watch this podcast, or any of you guys from the studios watch this podcast, just respect the original. Don't remake it. Well, no, actually, I don't know. If they do it, they're going to reboot it, which is fine. But just pay homage to the original. Keep something connected to that makes it like, I don't know, like what they did with Ghostbusters Afterlife. Like, it respected the characters, it respected the original stories, it paid homage to them, but then you saw something new. So I'm looking forward to where they go next with it. Where, you saw the other Ghostbusters and it was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, you'll still laugh at some of the scenes, but it's like, come on, man. Krull, it's a cult classic and it'll have loads of fans already. So what can you do to move that forward? But yeah, no, bro, I'm excited about that. Definitely.
I 100%. It says reboot. Maybe I wish it was like a number 2 or something, but let's see. Let's see what they do. And JJ Abrams is a great, amazing director. So let's see what he could do with it. And I'm sure
exactly.
he will respect the original. So yeah, looking forward to that. Cool. Another exciting news for sci-fi fans: the one with the Jet Li, the one is getting a reboot with the Star Trek director, on board. So, bro, I mean, look.
Really? They're gonna reboot that?
Well, I mean, that doesn't feel like it's such an old film, but
it's not, but it is, bro. It's probably going back like 15, 20 years now, but that's such a good film, bro.
Yeah,
like Jason Statham and his fake ass American accent, and then he kind of gave up and went straight into English. Like some great fight scenes. It had the fact of the multiverse is one of the first movies about the multiverse.
Yeah,
and they did it well, bro. It was like a hybrid of Highlander. There can only be one.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very cool. And, he gets more powerful as he kills each and every one of himself, which is a bit crazy. Bro, no, wicked. It'd be good, but I still love the original, bro.
Jet Li was so good. Jet Li, when he came into the scene in Hollywood, he was such a badass. I mean, we obviously knew him from Once Upon a Time in China and all the Hong Kong Chinese movies, but when he came into the US as well, he came in as a badass, and that one, he was badass, man. And not only that character, but the other character he was fighting was great acting, a loving husband and whatnot, wanting to get revenge for his wife, all that sort of stuff. Amazing. Jet Li was actually amazing. Now, of course, we're not going to get Jet Li in this. I hope they get someone to not replicate Jet Li, because you can never do that, but kind of represent in some way from a great martial arts perspective. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying it has to be an Asian guy. I'm not saying none of that stuff. I'm just saying, I guess pay respect to Jet Li. He's my guy. You know what I mean?
That's
one is always going to be amazing. But let's see what they do with this new one. You never know. It could be crap. It could be decent.
No. Oh, definitely. Looking forward to it, seeing what they do, bro.
All right, look, finishing off as we got calls in about 5 minutes, work calls and
Mm.
stuff. Disney, just finish off some Disney news. Disney has announced the return of Santa Claus. I think Tim Allen as well. So that should be, I remember the first one. I haven't seen the other ones if there were other ones. But anyway, he's returning. I don't know if it's a Disney series. I think it's a Disney series. It might be. I'm not sure.
I
It
think
is a
that.
series. It is a series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. And then lastly, I heard, I don't know if this is fake news, but I heard Disney has cancelled the Snow White reboot after all the shit that went on with the main actress and the backlash that they got, and the seven dwarves, if I can say that word. I don't know if it's politically correct to say that word, but the representation of that, how the main actress kind of went about things, and as we were talking about, there was no homage paid to the original, and just shitting all over the original wasn't a great approach. Apparently they've cancelled it because their reboots have not been doing very well, and
shit, bro.
people be boycotting shit. What's that, sorry?
Yeah, they're shit, bro. They're not amazing. I mean, like, even with like Jungle Book, Lion King, like, they're great to see, but then, like, I fell off after Aladdin, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to see a live action, a depiction of what you saw already. They've changed slight things, but it's like, oh, come on, man, it's just an exact replica. Like, I'll enjoy watching the cartoon much more than this live action. They just need to get new ideas, bro. This is the problem, because they don't pay people well. That's all they've got. Is let's reboot, refranchise, let's do this shit, let's just formulate everything. And it's like they've lost. I think in the past couple of, there's been a lot of amazing original films that have come out, bro. Nothing that will top anything like Everything Everywhere All at Once, or The Whale and stuff like that. They're amazing movies that have come out. But all the mainstream stuff, it's not 100%, bro. Yes, they're good watches, and most of the time we say that it is a good watch, it's a good entertainment. But will I put it on again? No. I'll end up watching Big Trouble in Little China again, or Back to the Future again, because originality, isn't it? It's movies have lost that, bro. And then CGI has taken such a big. Yes, it's cheaper to do CGI than build up real stuff. Like, that's why Nolan doesn't like special effects. That's why you can watch a Nolan film 1,000 times, even with Inception having CGI in it. He still had physicality in what he did. Interstellar, same thing. So you need different minds in there. But then we're coming to a generation now where it's a weird thing, bro. Quick information. Our attention spans are too short, and trying to keep somebody attached into a movie in the first minute is so important.
Yeah, and we have access to so much content. Back in the days, we didn't, right? Because cinema and TV didn't show everything. Now we've got access to so much. It's like, if you want my time, then you need to it needs to be good. And like, I lost interest after Aladdin, and I'm not interested in any of the reboots anymore. I'll stick to my classics and whatnot. But yeah, bro, we got Amazon Prime, Disney, Netflix, or cinema, whatever. So much access to content. If you're gonna make shit that's not original and whatnot, then I'm not gonna invest my time in it, because there's so much other new stuff that I'm like, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check this out. Like, for example, I checked out One Piece. The first episode wasn't too bad. I was actually captured. I don't know anything about the anime, but I'm gonna check out episode 2 maybe this week or whatnot. But yeah, it's all about, do I want to invest my time in this, because there's so much other stuff to watch, and if I don't watch those, then I might fall behind in certain things, or there's so much other things that I'm interested in. So to watch a reboot, I'm like, do I need to watch it? No, because I know what the original one's about. No need to learn about the new one, and it's not captivating. It's not new. It's just a reboot. So it's like, whatever. So I agree.
Exactly.
Like, there's more to it. It's not about just putting out shit that's old and saying that it's gonna work. No, man, you got to capture the individual, because there's so much content out there. We only have limited amount of time. So anyway,
exactly.
Maybe they learn from this and stop doing these reboots, or making them better, like giving them original stories rather than saying a reboot and whatnot. No, make a part 2 or something, or make it a brand new story, or make a whole new brand new story. With princesses and princesses. And
no.
Whatever.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
All right. Well, we gotta cut it short, just because we got calls and stuff and life to get back to. But guys, As always, thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, all that good stuff. Appreciate the engagement, appreciate all the feedback that we get. Love all your support. Mad love to everyone. So.
No, definitely. And shout outs to Funko Pop Europe for sending out their new Blockbuster Rewind. I can't even put it up on it. You can't see it properly. Blockbuster. So shout outs to Funko Europe for sending out these new Blockbuster Rewind collections. Guys, I'm going to put the link in the description after Gilman puts this up so you guys can get it from there. But other than that, as always, massive thank you. As always, love you guys.
All right, we out. Peace.